What up? Welcome to Andrew's Blunt Takes, a place where you get to watch a guy smoke some weed and tell you the news and his take on the news. For the record, they're going to be pretty goddamn blunt. So, first and foremost, I need to shout out Thomas Rice. What up, dude? Thank you so much for the support and for, honestly, he is a big reason why this channel is even happening, if I'm honest with you. I had debated it for a long time, and then he commented on my other channel where I review cannabis products, and I just decided, you know what? Time to do it. So, every day or so, I'm going to bring you a 20-ish minute recap of the previous few days' news. You know, obviously shit doesn't come out the day it happens, so as it's reported. All right, so by the way, I'll be partaking in LA Kush Cake. So, our first story on the docket today concerns Greg Abbott. You know, this D-hole. Yeah, this guy. He claims, true story. Now everybody knows about the Texas abortion law and the voter restriction laws are going in Texas, and the fact that Texas realistically is pretty close to being considered a shit show. So yeah, Greg Abbott says that we need better parenting and to reinstill God in order to fight crime. You know what I think we should do? You know what I think we should really do? I think we should create a system that isn't full of systemic racism and make it so that police who don't want to act that way are not threatened with firings when somebody has to try to cover some shit up. I don't need that. Ain't nobody got time for that. So you know what we're gonna do? Fucking hate Greg Abbott. He's like the worst kind of person. Like, ugh. Anyway, our second story comes from Kansas, where State Representative Mark Samuel, this guy, was charged with originally 3 counts of assault and battery on a minor. While substitute teaching at a high school, he decided to kick a minor's genitals. Kicked him right between the legs. So I just want you to remember this guy, because he's a real piece of shit. Because he decided to substitute teach in Kansas, and he decided to yell at the kids about religion and lesbianism and masturbation and suicide, because obviously that's the time and fucking place. So he is still a state rep, so feel free to blow his shit up. For the record, everything I discuss here, there will be the article or an article linked to that, so if you want to learn a little bit more about this story, you can. So yeah, Mark Samuel. Real winner. Third story is, because I'm going to try to be as bipartisan as I possibly can be, but just up front, I do lean many more towards the liberal side of life. I'm a liberal who respects Liz Cheney and Adam Kinzinger and probably some other ones if I thought about it really hard. But the point is, like, I understand Republicanism and I understand Trumpism. And what our country is facing right now with the right is not Republicanism. No matter how much they want to fucking yell about the fact that it is, it isn't. That's just a fact. Like, sorry. Come to terms with it. So, because I am going to try to be as bipartisan as I can be, I'm also going to say things that make sense. And are, you know, I'm going to say things that I'm not going to spin shit. It's just how I feel about it. 6 Capitol police officers have been recommended for disciplinary actions following the January 6th insurrection against the U.S. Capitol building. I understand that Donald Trump, you know, that guy, came out and said that, you know, it was all love. It was all love. They were hugging and kissing the police, and it was just love, and I didn't see anything wrong. And you know what? He was right. 6 out of roughly 700 Capitol police officers who were there are going to face disciplinary actions. So, yeah, I guess he may have been 1% right. So, gotta give it when you get it. But, speaking of the former Don, Governor Newsom in California is facing a recall election. The election closes tomorrow, Tuesday, the 14th. And Larry Elder, who is probably his only real competition for the governor job, if the recall election were to go through, which it's not going to. Larry Elder told individuals to start calling the state legislature and start calling, all these, like the FBI, and like start calling these people and telling them there's been voter fraud. Like, this just might be the longest story. And if you don't know who Larry Elder is, he's this guy right here. If you ever want to be really angry before bed, Google Larry Elder right before you go to bed. This is the man who said that the slave owners should get reparations. So, just to give you some idea of what that guy's like. Luckily, Caitlyn Jenner is only getting less than 1% of the vote. So, because, Caitlyn Jenner can't even go to the hangar for her private jet without stepping over homeless. Yeah, everybody remembers that one, right? Fucking piece of work. Okay, so the Newsom thing is probably going to be the longest, kind of story of the day, because it leads me to my big point for this video, and that is democracy is in a lot of trouble. We are the longest standing democracy in the world, but I'm a firm believer that there's a chance that the way that this mentality of our country is going right now, this could be the end of the democracy as we know it. Like, it could. Imagine if we never have a president concede again. Imagine if it's consistently divisive. Imagine if you can't seat senators because somebody won't concede, or because an attorney general of a state won't sign off on the fucking ballots because their party didn't win. Like, there's 18 states that have introduced 27 pieces of legislation that are are taking the control from partisan elected officials and putting it into the hands, or partisan non-elected officials, I apologize, into the hands of partisan elected officials. And it's the power to determine when a slate of electors gets counted. It's determining a lot of fucking things. And it scares me, and it makes me think, like, holy shit. Like, I have a 9-year-old son. He's going to be 9 soon. I have a 9-year-old son. Could our democracy fail in my lifetime, in his lifetime? Like, could you imagine if the United States of America was no longer a democracy? Like, seriously. Like, I mean, it blows my mind to think about, but nobody ever thought MySpace would go away either. The point is, we get so used to the status quo that we don't want to look into the future and go, shit, what could be out there that's actually a problem? We all want to live in this blissfully fucking ignorant Matrix kind of world where just living our lives and doing our things. But here's the thing. Like, there's an opportunity for a civil war with this, Yeah, ironically enough, I'm actually going to switch these two around. I have a little list here of the stories that I want to cover, so I put them in the right order, but I'm not done things. Okay, so next story, real quick, is it's gonna go right into what I'm talking about. We are closing in on the 1-year anniversary of Ruth Bader Ginsburg passing away. As you know, she died on September 18th, 2020, and as of today, it is the 13th of Monday. I'm recording this the same day. I'm gonna try doing that for all these videos. See how the editing process goes. So if it's Tuesday and I upload this video, I'm so sorry, but I tried really hard. It might go up real late on Monday though, and I'd rather have it go up maybe Tuesday morning. I don't know. We'll have to find out. Point is, Ruth Bader Ginsburg passed away 1 year ago this coming Saturday. Here's her tombstone, and just really quickly, I would really appreciate it if everybody could just take a moment of silence for Ruth Bader Ginsburg. I don't drink, so this is my toast. That's a day our country changed drastically. It truly did. I cried that day. and that's okay. Unfortunately, on this Saturday, I rearranged all of these things apparently. On Saturday, there's also going to be another MAGA rally in DC. So if you live in DC now, on my other channel, I had already mentioned this in my Tuesday video, which I recorded today. They know I recorded a video the day before. They appreciate it. There's going to be another MAGA rally in DC at the U.S. Capitol building. The Proud Boys and the Oath Keepers and all the people who caused all the problems at the Capitol last time around, honestly, like, yes, I agree. There were people at the U.S. Capitol who were not there to be fucking violent. There were people there who were protesters, and they got caught up in the bullshit. I agree with that completely. I'm okay with that. The people who showed up with fucking zip ties, those are the people that I have a problem with. And those are the people who are showing up again on the 18th, this Saturday, September the 18th, they'll be at the U.S. Capitol building for a rally to free the political prisoners of Biden. What I'm most worried about, though, is honestly, there was so much talk about the fact that Donald Trump was going to take advantage of his presidential pardon powers. Could you fucking imagine if he because you can do a blanket pardon for anybody involved in an incident as a president of the United States. So he could have legitimately pardoned every single person, and he's just waiting for all the court cases to fucking finish. Could you imagine? Ugh. Anyway, neither here nor there. If you want to hear me by the way, if you want to hear me getting anything specific, feel free to email me at andrewsblunttakes@gmail.com. You can also leave a comment, and you can ask me any question that you want to, and I will answer it truthfully. As truthfully as I possibly can, obviously. So we covered the MAGA rally in DC. Okay, now we're going to get to the better news, but still, like, wow, it was this close. A 14-year-old and a 15-year-old at a Florida high school, a student found a notebook, and it had the instructions on where all the cameras were located, and it had instructions on how to perform a school shooting like Columbine. Luckily, that school shooting was thwarted, but I have to ask Republicans, because it's honestly, I think it's mostly you guys, how many kids have to die in a school shooting before we can try to make a machine gun non-accessible? I get it. They're big and they're loud and they're exciting. Buy a fucking motorcycle. True story. Same loud and obnoxiousness, but it's only risking really you. Don't get me wrong, sure, if you're one of those assholes who weaves in and out of traffic, then fuck off. But if you're a responsible motorcycle rider, respect. You do you. Sure, I think your bike is fucking obnoxious. I think it's loud as fuck. But you do you, man. As long as you're not weaving in and out of traffic being an asshole. So, yeah, a school shooting was thwarted in Florida. So, definitely props to the resource officer and the principal and the guidance counselors and the students who came forward. Mad respect. You guys are fucking heroes. You probably prevented many deaths. Which, unfortunately, in the state of our country, would not shock Americans anymore. Which is the shit part. Okay, now, to the lighter news. This is where we get into the stuff that's relatively fun, the stuff that's relatively low-key, and the stuff that's not too stressful, and it's actually going to be kind of fun. There's also a segment in here that we're going to be having a recurring segment. I like it. So, Taco Bell is having a $5, that's right, $5 subscription for unlimited tacos. It just goes to show how much these restaurants want people back. That's a fact. Absolute fact. And so, look, if you're in Arizona, you get to take advantage of that beauty and sign up for the subscription. If you happen to live in Arizona and you see this video, please let me know if it's like a maximum of tacos oh god, I got the hiccups. Like a maximum number of tacos a day, or if it's like, because like, no offense, for $5, if I can go and get, if I could just walk up to a counter and be like, here's my card, I want 100 tacos. Like, can they tell me no? Like, I got to see the fine print on this one. So, but yeah, I just thought that was really good news that Taco Bell is bringing a taco subscription. As you can see from how this guy looks, he obviously enjoys tacos. And now we have the recurring, I call it, now mind you, don't get me wrong, odds are good Ted Cruz is going to be in here like every other time. But today's dumbass of the day goes to this guy. He has somehow like 500,000 Instagram followers or some shit. The number's right there. I just forgot what the number was. His name is Dan Sarig, something to that effect. He has had a plastic surgery operation to place hooks into his skull so his hair is gold chains. Facts. So, whenever you think to yourself, man, my wife wastes so much money on shoes. Man, my husband wastes so much money on football games or tickets or whatever the fuck people, I don't even know. My hobby is making videos for you guys. Like, this doesn't cost me anything. So, like, I don't really get complained about that often. But, like, oh, man, I can't believe the money he spent on this. Think about the fact that this guy had surgery. To get hooks put in as hair. Like, hooks, and then he put chains on it. He gave the chains off, and then there's a bunch of hooks sticking out of his fucking hair. Or out of his head. Like, could you imagine sleeping? What are the odds he's at a VIP event at some point doing a fucking meet and greet and some asshole comes up and just fucking grabs and yanks one, not believing it's real? Because, like, no offense, a lot of celebrities have bullshitted people with their look before. I wouldn't be surprised if this wasn't a legitimate thing. But even saying that, it's not okay to walk up to a random guy and yank their hair, even if it's made of gold chains. But this is your dumbass of the day. So, this is the news that I think is what's important right now. Obviously, if there's anything that's very quick that I can just kind of put out there quickly, I'll do a short. But yeah, hopefully this will become a pretty good source for breaking news that, honestly, and I know this is a thing that a lot of the right says because they're trying to get people to follow them. I'm going to tell you news that you're probably not going to hear on everybody else because for some reason, journalism now, they don't think about the future. Like, everyone is just talking shit about Afghanistan and the withdrawal by Biden and the deal by Trump, trying to make it as 50-50 fucking blame bullshit. No, I'm worried about the future terrorist attacks that Al-Qaeda will plan while harboring in Afghanistan with the Taliban. So, that's the news you'll get here. Alright, none of this bullshit take about the fact that, oh, you know, I wonder what Biden did today. I don't give a shit what Joe Biden did today. Like, appreciate him, respect him. There's no more lunatics in the White House, thank God. It's all right. Kamala 24. All right. Thank you guys very much for watching my first attempt at a news show. So, hopefully it went well. And if not, fuck it. Be high anyways. Thank you guys for watching. Until next time.